Hi, I'm Diane Bolden, executive coach and author of The Pinocchio Principle, Becoming a Real Leader. I work with executives to help them bring out the best in themselves and others so they can make a bigger impact by being who they truly are and lead more fulfilling lives both on and off the job. And I wonder if you've ever had a day like this. It starts off where you wake up and you feel like you're already behind. You lament all the things that you didn't get done yesterday, and you have a whole heap of stuff to get done today, and you're already feeling a little overwhelmed and stressed out and maybe a little irritable. And you think, you just got to get through it, so you got to jump in, full speed ahead, pedal to the metal, and you think if you do that, you'll find your zone and you'll make your way through the day, only to find that a few hours later, you haven't really accomplished much, and by the end of the day, you're further behind than you were when you started and a whole heap of frustrated. Well, I've had plenty of days like that, and I know that on days like that, it seems like the last thing you can afford to do is slow down. But I want to share with you a tip today that has actually made a huge difference in my life, and it's completely counterintuitive. And that is that slowing down and getting centered and kind of preparing for your day can make all the difference in the world. Albert Einstein once said that problems can't be solved at the same level of consciousness that they were created from. And this is an interesting concept because it's easy to think that in order to be happy, we have to do A, B, and C, or if we achieve A, B, and C, then we'll be happy. Or perhaps in order to be productive, we have to get certain things done, or we have to do things in a certain way. But I think what Einstein was trying to tell us is that the opposite is true, that rather than doing something or experiencing something in order to have a certain mindset or state of mind or enjoy a certain experience, that we have to start with our mindset in order to do the things we really want to do. And so I played with that a little bit, and I found that it has paid huge dividends. I like to come sit out on my patio in the mornings, and this is the view from where I sit. Although you can do this process anywhere, anytime. What I do when I come out and sit is I take a few breaths and I try to kind of get myself calm and centered and just really kind of let go of all the anxieties and stresses and preoccupations that I have that are keeping me from just being right where I am, and just kind of sink into the moment. And then I really try to envision the state that I want to be in that will help me get through the challenges that I'm facing. And right now, my challenge is that I'm really kind of pushing my limits. I'm venturing into areas that are way outside my comfort zone, and I'm trying things that I haven't done before. And I'm prone to getting kind of tripped up by my own thought process. Sometimes I get hung up in self-doubt. Sometimes I find myself in perfectionist mode where I'm trying to get every little thing right at the expense of possibly getting nothing done. And sometimes I just get into the weeds a little bit and things take me a lot longer than they should, and I get frustrated, and that's not the state of mind that I want to approach my work from, because I know that I'm probably not going to get anything done, at least nothing worth doing or nothing that's going to be of the caliber that I want it to be. And so that's why I really like to sit in front of my fountain, and I like to turn the fountain on. Now, there are days when I don't have access to it, and in that case, I try to envision it. And I want to tell you why. And the reason I want to give you this as an example is because whatever the state is that you're wanting to get yourself into, if you can try and find something that's either a visual or an experience or even a memory that allows you to kind of really lock in that state, the better your chances are of being able to actually shift out of an unproductive mindset and into one that's more aligned with what you want to achieve. So I love the idea of running water, because if you watch running water, you see that it doesn't let any obstacles impede it. It finds its way around everything, and it finds the simplest, easiest course. It keeps things light and flowing. And water is a soft substance, but with consistency and repetition, it can erode the hardest of surfaces. So when I come out and I sit on my patio, or when I'm just sitting somewhere where I don't have access to a water fountain or running water, I envision running water. And I really kind of try to see if I can get myself into the state of what would it feel like if I were to move like water, unimpeded and flowing and light. And sometimes I will call up a memory of what it felt like the last time I was in a state like that, where I was able to just move fluently from one thing to the next without getting hung up, without second guessing myself, without belaboring the point, and feeling as though I was making really good progress. And I sit with that, and I continue to take deep breaths and just move into that experience until I kind of feel like I've locked it in. And one of the indicators for me that I've locked it in is that I can actually feel a sense of gratitude for having been able to accomplish the things that I really want to accomplish for that day. So that's my process, and I encourage you to try it as well. Like I said, think of the state that you really want to be in. Try and identify what is something that would be similar for you, whether it's a visual or it's maybe something that you've experienced or you've seen, or perhaps a memory that you have that really allows you to sink into that state. Find some place where you can be quiet, take some deep breaths, get yourself really present so that you're not preoccupied or distracted, and just move into that state. So that's my tip for today. If you like this video, please share it. If you'd like to receive more tips, come over to my website, dianebolden.com, and subscribe. And if you're interested in transforming the whole way that you approach your work, from one that leaves you feeling harried and stressed out all the time, at the mercy of your circumstances, to one that allows you to feel like you're really in your zone. You can access your best work, you can think more clearly, get more done in less time, and go home at the end of the day feeling fulfilled and happy not only about the results that you achieve, but also the fact that you enjoyed the process. I encourage you to check out my new pilot program that I'm launching on May 2nd. It's a 4-week online course called The Integrated Leader's Guide to Freedom and Flow. Information about the course is below. Space is limited to 15 spots, so if you're interested, I encourage you to act quickly. So this is Diane Bolden signing off. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I encourage you to do whatever you can to lead better and live brighter.